Hello children, welcome to English class. Today in our class we are going to learn a wonderful lesson, the Trumpet of the Swans. But before we learn the story, let's have a look at this picture. What do you observe in this picture, children? There is one thing common in the three images. What is it? Yes, you're right children. We observe a mother protecting and caring her young ones. You may be wondering, children, why I have shown this picture. I have shown this picture because our story is related to this concept. A mother caring and protecting her young ones. Now let's know, children, how a mother cares and protects her young ones. The Trumpet of the Swans is an extract taken from the novel The Trumpet of the Swan written by E.B. White. Children, have you seen The Trumpet of Swans and do you know about it? Here is an information related to it. Let's have a look. The Trumpet of Swan is the largest water bird found in North America. The male is called the cock, the female is called the pen. The young swans up to 1 year of age are called cygnets. Let's know about the author. The author of this lesson is E.B. White. Alvin Brooks White was an American writer known for his children's books. His most famous work is The Trumpet of the Swans. Learning outcomes of the lesson. Illustrate the care the swans take to hatch their eggs. Discuss the boy's concern for the swans. Infer that every parent strives to protect their young. Analyze the boy's interest in watching the swans without intruding on their privacy. Evaluate the final animal bond that is sealed with a touching gesture. Now let's have the summary of the story. Sam Beaver, an 11-year-old boy, was walking through a forest when he heard a loud trumpet. Startled. Startled means surprised. He searched the woods till he found two enormous trumpeter swans by a lonely pond. They were laying eggs. What were they doing, children? They were laying eggs. Sam knew that swans are very rare. Rare means uncommon. He returned to the same spot a week later to watch the birds again. The swan had a feeling of being watched. She peered uneasily, searching for an intruder. What is the meaning of intruder? Intruder means a person who has come in where he does not belong and should not go to. What she finally saw surprised her. There was a boy on the log. The swan whispered to the cock. The cock was furious. Furious means very angry. How did he get here? Boys can't fly and there are no droughts in the jungle, he shouted. Maybe he's lost, said the swan quietly. Anyway, he's just observing us. For the next hour, the cock paddled watchfully. Sam sat on the log, spellbound. The swan gazed proudly at the 4 eggs at the bottom of the nest and settled herself to keep them warm. Children, how many eggs are there in the nest? There are 4 eggs. The cock sailed around to keep her company and protect her from the fox that he had heard barking on some nights. The swan stayed in the nest, warming the eggs through the sun and rain. The weeks went by. What is the swan doing, children? The swan is sitting in the nest warming the eggs. Do you know, children, how many days does a swan take to hatch the eggs? It takes nearly 35 days. Continuously for 35 days, the swan need to be in the nest, need to warm the eggs. in order to hatch them. One warm afternoon, the swan felt very thirsty. Pushing some loose feathers around the eggs to keep them warm, she entered the water to take several quick sips. She waddled out to a grassy bank and preened her feathers. Preen means cleaned her feathers. She had no idea that Red Fox stood behind the bushes. Look out, the cock trumpeted. The fox is creeping towards you. But just then a stick hurtled through the air and struck the fox, and out stepped Sam Beaver. Sam had driven the fox away. "Coho, coho," said the cock. "Coho," replied the swan. The pond rang with the sounds of victory and gladness. A thrilled Sam sat down on a log. The cock swam towards Sam, climbed out and looked at him in a friendly way. The birds now realized that Sam was their friend. When did the birds realize, children, that Sam was their friend? When Sam saved the swan from the red fox. Then the birds realized that Sam was their friend. Theme of the story: parents worry and concern for the safety of their young. Hope you all understood, children. Thank you.